Morning, Ravi.
Good morning.
Can I ask you, first of all, what does good look like in terms of AEO visibility?
Yeah, that is a good question. And I think there's a lot of confusion around the space at the moment. From a Profound perspective, we really think about it from a retail brand. How do you own and control your authority in the agentic internet? And I tried to break that down into 3 pillars. The first pillar is, are we appearing? The second pillar is, what's the perception about our brand? And then the third pillar is the information that's coming back about our brand factually correct? And so in order to understand your authority in the agentic internet, you really need to understand those 3 pillars. And then what a company like Profound allows you to do is help you understand and improve that at scale.
Okay, and so in terms of what good looks like, is there a scale? Is there a way of ranking it?
Yeah, I think the way I talk about good is you have to start tracking and benchmarking against your biggest competitors. Yeah. We see lots of variations in terms of like the size of the businesses, the industries that you're trying to compete in, even down to like a product and brand level. So really I would say my advice to retailers is, when you're looking at what does good look like, you really have to start tracking and understanding the benchmarks against your closest competitors.
Got you, makes sense. Okay, as a brand with a large range of SKUs, how should they test the accuracy of those results?
I think there's a couple of things brands can do. It can be a bit overwhelming when you've got thousands of, tens of thousands of SKUs. So what I say to businesses is kind of 2 focus areas if you're looking to test this out. The first one is maybe pick a category you're like the market leader in and you want to defend from an AI search perspective, right? Like, let's track that, let's make sure we're winning and let's constantly win. And then maybe pick a topic area where as a brand we might, not be doing so well, but it's an area we really want to improve. So kind of 2 key focus areas, let's defend and then let's try and actually move forward with an area that we should be winning in, but we're not.
Okay. What does the world of comparative search mean for brands? i.e., are we seeing a new paradigm? Search telling users the best walking boot, the best car, the best place to go on holiday?
Yeah, very interesting question, and I don't think it's an easy answer. But what I would say now is these AI search engines are very verbose. What do I mean by that? I could ask for a particular brand and a particular shoe from Nike, and it's going to come back with a lot of uneditorial information. So where before I would type in the Nike running alpha shoe and the top website would be Nike, what's happening in AI search now is these bots are going across the web, it's finding information, and it will give me information about the alpha fly shoe, but it will also bring me back information about competitors. Right. So it's a really complex landscape, and yeah, you need to really start tracking to understand what these AI search engines are saying about you.
Okay. Where do brands now have to appear? This is something we get hear a lot of retailers looking at. Where do they have to appear? So is it review sites? Is it UGC mentions? Is it marketplaces?
Yeah. Again, really interesting question. So I think traditional SEO was about ranking your website to be one of the top blue links in search. Now what you're trying to do is build trust against the internet. So if I'm looking for the best running shoe for a marathon, what's happening is a bot on my behalf is going across the whole web, and it's asking itself, who owns this category, who owns the trust and authority around the best running shoes? It's going to YouTube videos, it's going to Reddit forums, it's going to these third-party blog articles. Yes, it's coming to your website, it's going to competitor website. It's building an opinion and then it's serving that back to a user as an answer. So now as a brand, if you want to win, if you're Nike and you want to win for best running shoe, you have to control hundreds, thousands of different domains and build trust about your brand. Really interesting kind of anecdote here. From a Google AI overviews perspective, the #1 cited source for most retailers is YouTube. When you do analysis on the YouTube influencers, it's not your traditional influencers that have millions and millions of followers. There's a new type of influencer now, and we call them the AI search influencers. These are your small, the person that runs the local run club in a town that has their own YouTube channel. And because of the way that they're talking about running shoes is perfectly structured for the bot, they are now like your #1 AI influencers for AI search. So we're seeing some really interesting things within the retail space.
Okay, so it's not about the numbers of followers or the numbers of views, is what you're saying?
No, I think it's more about like how structured the data is. Can the bot come and effectively read your information in this like new structured way?
Okay, all right, so interesting time of change. Tell us about Profound. What does Profound offer? What makes it unique?
Yeah, I think there's like a lot of visibility type platforms in the market, and they would broadly tell you, You know, if I'm looking for the best running shoes, does Nike appear? Yes or no? But like we've come so far from 2 years ago, and what we help brands is understand authority in the agentic internet. So that goes back to my 3 pillars. Do we appear? Is the perception about Nike positive? And is the information that's coming back about our brand factually correct? We take that information, we identify the opportunities for you, and then we use AI agents to strategize, recommend, and then actually go take action on your behalf. So it's effectively the whole fly loop, all within one platform.